Hello everybody on Fulhamish podcast. That time again, preferred 11 time, doing my preferred 11, running through them all for Chelsea on Sunday, West London derby, our second instalment of this fixture ahead of Scott Parker's first game in charge. Obviously we all know what's happened in the past 24 to 48 hours, been a bit of a turbulent week for Fulham, so I won't talk too much about that. I spoke about that enough recently, so I'll put that all to one side and we'll crack on with the preview with the preferred 11 today. Couple of little changes I've gone with today, and I'm hoping people will kind of agree with it, but yeah. The first one is the goalkeeper, and I sat here last night when I was writing this out, and I sat here for about, what, 15 to 20 minutes, crossing out one name, putting in the other, crossing one out, putting the other in. I know Rico, he's been a good goalkeeper this season, don't get me wrong, he's saved us countless times this season, and he's done very well since coming in throughout the course of the season, and it's been a shame, because in recent weeks he's let us down, I think. A couple of poor decisions he's made in games, such as West Ham, when he came, you know, he's made a couple of poor errors in games. As I said, West Ham was one of those games where he flapped at a corner, which led to the equalising goal, the controversial Hernandez goal, the constant shoving of Hernandez in the back from corners, which was lucky to keep getting away with, and I hope he doesn't do that again. I don't think he did it on Tuesday night or Wednesday night, whenever it was, but that happened as well. And obviously, even on Wednesday night, he didn't cover himself in too much glory for both goals, did he? The first goal he flapped at from a corner. It went out to Oriol Romeu, who just bundled it in through a load of bodies, and it went in. And even the second goal as well, could be a bit picky there. I think it was Charlie Austin's shot. Rico parried it out straight into the path of JWP, who stuck it in the back of the net. James Ward-Prowse, for anybody not knowing what that abbreviation would stand for. So look, I would probably go with Fabry in goal, and people might think, you know, Fabry. But look, he had two games, let's be honest. The first game against Crystal Palace, look, he made a mistake, obviously, for the second goal for Zaha when he came charging off his goal line, and Zaha went round him. But I felt like there was an improved performance from him at Wembley all the way back in August, when we lost 3-1 at Spurs, sorry. And I'll be willing to give him another chance. Look, Rico's not covered himself in too much glory recently, and I would be open to dropping him. Maybe I just think, really, you just got to be careful. When the goalkeeper's out of form, it can be very hard for him to get that confidence back, and I would be willing to give Fabry another go. It's hard to judge a keeper off two games so early on in the season as well. It's so hard to judge off that. But I would give him a go. So I'd go Fabry in goal. The back four, I'd go with Dennis Ador at right back. Again, look, I think he's probably a little bit better than Cyrus Christie thinking about it at right back. If you're Steven Sessegnon, you've got to be thinking, you know, this could be a good chance to get some minutes. Obviously, towards the end of the season now, we'll be planning for the Championship. Maybe blend some of these youngsters in, give them a few minutes here and there. Perhaps this game isn't probably the best game to start him off with, but I'd probably go Dennis Ador at right back. The two centre-half pairing, if fit, I'd go with Alfie Mawson. Ranieri said before Wednesday's game that everyone was available, but yet Mawson wasn't involved in the group, which was interesting to see. And I hope he is fit, because I think he's been a big miss this season, let's be honest. He was starting to get a good bit of form together prior to his injury after Huddersfield, so I'd like to see him go in alongside Harvard Nordtveit. Nordtveit's been okay. He's not done too badly, not done too greatly either, but he's just been sort of a middleman really in the back line, but I think him and Mawson could complement each other quite well, and I think they're both a similar type of defender, which I think would excel on our back line together. And the left back, well, I think I'd go with Joe Bryan. That even on Wednesday night against Southampton, he was probably played a part in that second goal, didn't he? Really, where he kind of switched off in the build up to it and didn't track the run of Ward-Prowse, so he got in before him on the rebound and tucked it away. But again, I'd probably have him over Lamartian at left back. I think, look, it's just been he's not been great this season, Joe Bryan, let's be honest, but I'd probably keep him in over Lamartian as the only really competitive choice we've got at left back. The midfield, I would go with a midfield three this time. I'd probably go with 4-3-3 instead of that 4-2-3-1 I went with on Wednesday night. I think it's got Park to change it up, go with a bit more of an expansive system and try and play to our strengths, which we know we can do. I'd go with Chambers to anchor in the defensive midfield. Look, the midfield was a bit of a conundrum on Wednesday night. We went with three defensive midfielders, McDonald, Anguissa and Callum Chambers, which just screamed out the word negativity, didn't it? And it didn't really work, I don't think. We didn't play with hardly any width, and we didn't look to change up until it was too late. And we brought, I think, Vieto and Sessegnon on with about 77 minutes played, when I think it was near enough game over. So hopefully we hopefully Scott Parker doesn't limit himself to doing that, and I don't think he will. I think going in alongside him, I'd go with Tom Kearney in the midfield again. Look, we need to. I think at his best, he has to be in the midfield. It's just been a frustrating season. He hasn't played in the position that he wanted to. And I hope Scott Parker plays him through the middle. Obviously, Scott Parker knows him very, very well. Played alongside him for a couple of seasons, and now has obviously coached him a bit as well throughout the season. So he'll know where Tom Kearney excels, and he'll play him where he knows best. So, and even alongside Kearney, I'd even go with Seri. Funnily enough, I don't know why he wasn't involved on Wednesday night. I didn't think he played too badly on Friday against West Ham. Was controversially subbed off at half time, and find it quite baffling as to why he wasn't involved. Might have been an injury, but then Ranieri said the whole group was all available, so it doesn't really make sense to me there. But I'd be more than willing to drop him back in again. I think Anguissa was quite poor really on Wednesday night. I did think he was great, and even McDonald as well. Coming in from the cold after not playing a competitive game since October was always going to be a big ask, especially in such a big relegation scrap of a game. It was always going to be a big ask for K-Mac, so I'd probably go Seri, Chambers and Kearney as the three-man midfield. And across the front line, I'd go Ryan Sessegnon on the left, come off the bench on Wednesday night towards the end of the game. Ryan Babel on the right-hand side. I just think he's probably a bit better than Andre Schürrle. I'd go. He's probably better than Andre Schürrle. Not much better, I'd say, but he's a bit more creative, and you might get a bit more of a work rate from him. And a big man through the middle, Alexander Mitrovic, who's been really starved of service recently in recent games and hasn't really had the service he probably would like to end his little goal drought he's on at the moment. But we just got to approach this game in the right mentality. Look, it's a breath of fresh air now at Ranieri's gone. We've got Scott Parker and Stuart Gray back in, so it's optimism. We can only look forward to it now. I think we probably will lose, and we are inevitably going to go down, but we just got to try and enjoy it now. Try and get, hopefully now Scott Parker tries to restore some faith in the Craven Cottage crowd. Try and get fans happy again. You know, it's been a turbulent torrent season. We just got to try and get people coming down to Fulham with smiles on their faces again. Hopefully get back to playing some decent football and just try and raise morale before the end of the season. It's going to be a turbulent summer coming up. A rebuilding process will occur. And I hope now that if we can keep Scott Parker until the end of the season, it will provide the hierarchy with a lot more time to pick out the right manager for our next step, which will be in the Championship next season. And hopefully the manager, whoever it will be next year, will be able to orchestrate and mastermind a potential promotion challenge. But if you did enjoy this Preferred 11, guys, as always, comment away, thumbs up, and subscribe to Fulhamish as well. That would be greatly appreciated. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Come on, Fulham.